Hello collectors, it's Steven here bringing you another review, and this time it is the third series of Godzilla Minimates from Diamond Select Toys. As of now, this is the last planned series in the Godzilla Minimates line. So sad, and that's not sarcasm there, that's actually pretty sad. So with this last hurrah, is it worth picking this set up despite the fact that there won't be any more? Well, let's take a quick look to see whether or not it's worth adding into your collection. First up in the set, we have the third Godzilla Minimate, which is Burning Godzilla. It's a pretty cool variant, I guess you could say. The burning patches are painted on, as you would expect, and the dorsal plates are actually translucent. Yeah, in the prototype images that we saw, they were all painted like the ones on the tail. Though, to be honest, this is actually incorrect. Should be white, but, you know, that's kind of nitpicking for something at this price point. So the detail, it's about what you would expect from a Minimate. You know, faces a little weird, a little stylized, but that's still cool. The other paint apps, it's alright. Again, you know, not too much to write home about because it's a little figure. So for articulation, we have a swivel at the head for the neck, ball jointed shoulders, both sides. We have a swivel at the elbow. My swivels are a little loose, which is unfortunate. For the hands, the wrist, we have a swivel, which is cool. The waist, hidden underneath the little cover, we have a swivel. Cool. Ball jointed hips. Though unfortunately, can't go too far back because again, we have the cover. Hinge knees. And then, for the ankles, we just have a basic swivel. Back and forth. Now, like the Atomic Breath Godzilla we got in the second series, we get a little flame effect here for Burning Godzilla, which is an appropriate translucent red, which just plugs right into the hole inside Godzilla's mouth. And also, prototype image had this as just a painted red piece. For this one, kind of looks like he's smoking something. So, if you want a pothead Godzilla, maybe this is the way to go. Also of note, I'll just go ahead and get this out of the way now, we get 5 of these round support bases for each of the Minimate characters in this set. And that's just easy to use. You just plug them into the foot of each character. So yes, we do get 5 of them. So if you think you don't have all 5 right away when you open it up, look around in the packaging. There are some hidden behind the Mothra larvae and whatnot. And there's also another stand, which I'll cover later. In Series 3, we get 2 Mothra larvae. And they are actually different, though not entirely so. But anyway, the paint apps on this one, pretty good. I mean, it's brown. Got blue eyes. Pretty basic. They didn't really screw it up. Nice sculpted detail. Pretty cool for a cheap little figure. You see the brown stripe on the bottom. And that's where the hole for the stand is on this Mothra larva. For articulation, super basic. Swivel at the butt. Then we have a ball joint for the head, which is kind of questionable. Yeah, quality control. The reason for that, it's hard to keep the head attached, so it barely stays on, which is sad. The other larva in this set is identical except for the butt piece. It's at an angle, so this way when you have the support base underneath it, it's kind of propped up like it's getting ready to shoot web. So that is a great addition. And it's cool that we get 2, so this way you can recreate some cool scenes with the big Mothra from the first series. Up next, we have the very, very ambitious Rodan. Yeah, there's a lot going on this figure. The paint apps, aside from just the decals that are on the arms and whatnot, they're pretty alright. Face looks a little bit weird, don't you think? Well, that's okay. Teeth, a little bit sloppy, but again, considering the price point and what you're buying, that's okay. Because the shading for the wing parts looks great, especially at this price point. So I really got to hand it to him for that. Now, for articulation, we get a swivel at the neck, which is cool. Ball joint shoulder. Swivel at the elbow, or a hinge, depending on how you view the world. The wrists, we get a swivel, but because they had to put part of the wing on the hand, it can be a bit of a pain to not hit the back part of the wing, or the kind of cloak. But it does swivel. So you're going to have to be extra careful there. And one downside to this is that this is kind of heavy. So it kind of makes the elbows a bit loose. Swivel at the waist, as you would expect. Ball jointed hips, swivel ankles at the feet, and then we have the hinge or swivel knees. So that's all right. Now I'd like to take the time to mention this neat stand that we get in the set. It's kind of raised and it's got this loop here, and the way that I've seen some people use it as a flight stand for Rodan. However, there are some people who have managed to get the Mothra larva, which kind of has that angle to it, to rest on this part here. So for its exact purpose, I'm not too sure, but I use it for Rodan. And the last Minimate in Series 3 is the mighty Megalon, and I've got to say, this is probably the best Minimate in this set, hands down, and one of the best Godzilla Minimates that they've made so far. The detail is nice, the paint apps are clean. I would not believe this came out of about a $25 set. It's such a great little figure. And the articulation is pretty basic. Swivel at the neck, ball joint shoulders, swivel or hinge elbows. Now the drills, they have a swivel on them because I guess you would say this is the wrist for Megalon or the hands. Swivel at the waist, ball jointed hips, the hinge at the knees, and then we have the swivels at the ankles, so this way you can move the feet around. So Megalon is amazing looking, and quite frankly, this makes the entire set of Series 3. And of course, one of the gimmicks that they promoted for Series 1 returns with Series 3, and you can part swap to make your own custom kaiju. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, of course, you can do this with all Minimates and you can swap in between lines, but it's still worth pointing out that you can make one freaky looking strange beast kaiju. So, buy the set now, skip it, or wait for a deal. Overall, the third series of Minimates for Godzilla is pretty stellar, and I would have to say, the best one so far. Lots of detail and the quality is great. It's so sad that this is where we stop, because we had a promising future. There was at least some form of a prototype for King Ghidorah, at least we saw the blueprints of it, and it would be nice to get that in the future. However, this isn't a video to mourn what could have been. When all is said and done, for 25 bucks, you're getting a nice little pack of creatures that goes very, very well with some other releases you might have. I've got to say, if you've got 25 bucks to spend, go on down to your local comic shop and see if you can pick this up. Or if not, you can always purchase it online, on Amazon or Entertainment Earth, or somewhere else. I highly recommend this set to Godzilla fans who like collecting things that are out of the ordinary. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like the video and subscribe. What do you think of the figure? Drop a comment down below and let me know. Interested in picking this one up? Check the description for some really cool links to take you where you need to go. Want to watch some more videos? I picked a few just for you, so click the annotations on your screen right now for more great content. Until next time, collectors!